Welcome to the Grumble and Grouch Show, Quantumania, Episode 5.
More like whack ass mania.
This movie was a masterpiece. No, really. This movie was horrible. Oh my. Listen, I was hoping and I thought, some people were saying a mixed bag. You know, it's some good, some bad. But this movie was, to me, by far, I'm going to reveal my hand here, but this movie by far was the worst movie Grumble and Grouch have ever had the displeasure of viewing.
Good Lord, that was the worst movie I ever seen in my life.
Oh, finally it applies, man. Finally that applies, because this movie was, from beginning to end, horrible.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah. To be honest, like halfway through, I was like, Grouch, I'm going to have to check out, bro. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I don't want to watch anymore. I couldn't do it. Yeah, I was ready to check out. I was like, bro, this is the first time ever. I don't want to watch anymore. This is the worst show I've ever seen in my life, and I don't want to watch anymore. I was
like, if you're going to walk out, can you get me a banana cognac, bitch?
Yeah, no, this was a chore to sit through, man. This is really, really bad. But we're going to get to the specifics, the details of what made it so horrendous. I want to say it was maybe one scene where I was like, okay, well, yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, that wasn't bad. But other than that, absolute trash. The worst Hollywood has to offer. This was it, man. This is the worst Hollywood movie. Horrible mess of a movie. I hated it. Bad movie. Well, let's get down to the details now. The movie starts with Janet Van Dyne trapped in the Quantumverse or whatever. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a couple spiders come up. And she got to fight for her life. Oh my God, what an action adventure already we're on. All right, this could be good.
It's got more action than John Wick.
More action than John Wick. Like 4 or 5 spiders come up. I said, oh my God, where's my gun? She grabs the gun. Wop, wop, wop. Kill all the spiders like that. And all of a sudden, some Brenda Black Eye shows up. And she goes, oh, I must save you. And that's when the scene ends. And on to the next one.
Whack!
And the next scene shows Paul Rudd. The next scene, you see Paul Rudd walking down the street, jamming to some old 70s Welcome Back Kotter song. And he goes to his favorite haunts, the Baskin Robbins and a couple other places.
Takes pictures with Dewey and other dogs.
Takes pictures with Dewey, a couple other dogs. Yes. Not horrible, but not great either. Okay. And then Lang goes to a bookstore, does some book signings. He literally reads his whole book. And everyone's on the edge of their seat. You know what? After 364 pages, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think it's time to go. But evidently, the book signing, he read his entire book, cover to cover, and they loved it.
We catch him at the last page, man.
Fortunately, we didn't have to hear the whole book. We eventually tune in on the last page.
And everybody was at the edge of their seats, man.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. All the little Ant-Man fans loving it. I said, okay, well, good for you, man. You're having.
I was waiting for the bleep, bro.
Yeah, I was waiting for the bleep too. Like, take me away from this.
Yeah, man.
And then they go out to dinner with the whole family or whatever. So the next day, Cassie has this little invention she's been working on, and she says to the family, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe we designed this scientific instrument to allow us to view and communicate with the Quantumverse." And she's like, well, I read a couple books. That's all. I read like 2 books. So now I'm an authority on Quantumverse, electromechanics, and astrophysics.
If you have a question, just ask me.
Yeah. So she's an authority now on Quantumverse, astrophysics, electronics. She literally created this device to monitor after like a couple of weeks of reading a couple books.
Move over, Riri.
Yeah, move over, Riri. We got a new greatest scientist of all humankind. But then Janet Van Dyne says, what does this do exactly? And she said, well, I can communicate and view the Quantumverse. And she's like, no, how could you? And then, they all get sucked in the Quantumverse just like that. And they get separated. They get split into two teams. And one team had Scott Lang with his daughter.
Yeah.
And the other team was Janet Van Dyne, her husband, and
The daughter, Hope
Van Dyne. So three of them are on one side. And also a bunch of ants came with them too. And but those ants, because they're so tiny, they disappear. You don't see them again for a while. But eventually, they show up later.
At the nick of time.
Yeah. Once you see this, oh my God. I was like, this is the greatest ending I've ever seen in a movie. I was wondering what happened to those ants. So anyways, so that's what happens. They end up in the Quantumverse. A couple things too is like when the movie starts, they show. So when the movie starts too, I had a couple issues already right from the freaking jump. Literally 2 minutes in, they got to show Cassie, and she's like, and the father Scott Lang tries to bail out of jail, and she's like, "What were you doing here?" She goes, "Well, somebody has to fight for the homeless," and then during the bleep, all these homeless people got displaced. And I'm fighting for their homes. And how the government, during the darkness of the night, tried to take their tents away from them. And I was like, what a strong hero she is. Oh my God, fighting for the homeless in San Francisco. There's only like 8 million homeless in San Francisco.
She's going to be very busy.
Yeah, that's an uphill fight.
How does she read quantum physics book?
Yeah, how does she get the time to read all those quantum physics books
when she's fighting for the homeless?
Fighting for the homeless and for their little tent cities and shit. So she finally gets arrested.
I don't even think she read her father's book.
Yeah, she's screw that nonsense. So they take her away, and she's in prison, and she's like horsing around with the cops. And I know you have something. Oh no, I don't. And then she's like, playing around. Like, is this supposed to be like a summer camp? Why are they joshing around with her like that? And she goes, "Where's our police car?" And she goes, "Here it is." She shrinks the police car. Oh, that's so funny.
I'll see you on Christmas.
Yeah. So already so whacked. That's government property. You can't just shrink that shit and get away with it.
Well, she didn't. She was in jail.
No, but I didn't hear any charges for shrinking government property. That should be another 6 months. I don't know.
That law hasn't been written yet.
What exactly is the charge for shrinking government property?
Thomas Jefferson didn't see that one coming.
No, you didn't see that one coming. So they let her go on a technicality. So they let her out.
We'll get you once we write a law about that.
Once we write that law, we'll come back for you. That's what the guy said. And I was like, oh.
Don't go anywhere too far.
Yeah, I can't wait for Ant-Man 4. The Reckoning.
Of the cop.
That cop is going to come for revenge.
He's going to come in a little car, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, anyways, this is another stupid scene too, is like...
Another one?
Oh my God, I have a list. I have a freaking list here, bro. It's a long one too. And they're eating pizzas. And you know what? They have those little shrinking and growing gadgets they can throw at stuff to make it larger or smaller, right? Mm-hmm. So they're getting a little pizza. I was like, damn, that's a small pie for like 5 people or 4 people, whatever it was. And then he goes, oh, watch this. And Kazam, he makes that pie, the pizza pie, like almost an extra large.
Damn, you almost summoned Black Adam. Calm down, bro. You were like, damn. He was about to walk through your walls right now.
Yeah, about to float in here. So, but they have this tiny little pie. I was like, that's a kind of a small pie for like 4 people. And they use these freaking like magical, what is these things to make things grow and shrink. Pim particles. And they have such an exorbitant amount of these Pim particles. Hold on. I prefer my pies extra large. What? And they grow that shit. And it's a huge pie for all of them. The pizza pie for them to all eat. Well,
they're like, can I get the smallest pizza, please?
Yeah. Could I get like 1 slice? I got these Pim particles. I don't know what to do with.
We all ate 1 slice. Inflation ain't got nothing on me. Didn't it cost me $2?
Those Pim particles cost like 8,000, but at least they love me at Domino's.
Like, how much you spent for dinner? $8,002.
Like 8,002. How do you come by that? Well, the slice was $2. The Pym particles 8,000. It's really funny too because Cassie starts lecturing Scott Lang about you know what? So you saved the Earth like twice. Whatever, man. What have you done for you lately? You know? She's like, have you saved a homeless tent lately? I did. So she started like grilling or making Scott Lang feel like a jerk because like, what have you done lately, man? I mean, sure you saved the Earth like a couple times, but that's in the past, man. What have you done lately? And she goes, I saved this homeless tent. So look at me, man. So, and then poor Scott Lang, he goes, well, what do you expect from me? I work at Baskin Robbins.
I help more people every day.
Yeah. Okay, so they eventually go to the Quantumverse. Like I said, they're split into a couple teams. And immediately, Janet Van Dyne runs into these old pals of hers. You see this like this whole like ferocious looking team of mutants or monsters show up, and they're like they show up and they're gonna have to fight these guys. I was like, this is not looking good for Van Dyne and her husband having to duel with these hooligans. So they show up. And they have a quick fight between Van Dyne and this guy, and it's good to see you again, my good friend. What? What a small world this fucking Quantumverse is. You would think that it's like a quantum verse, meaning it's minuscule little world, but in our world it should be huge, where she shrinks down, and within like 10 minutes of walking, she runs into her old pal. And they take her away to her other friends at this bar, which she knows everyone. Oh, hey, Janet. Usual? It's good to see you again, Janet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this bar cracked me up. Like, the people I saw in that bar, I thought Megan was going to be in that bar, man. It was like, it was out of control.
But another thing I thought was so funny was this is the Quantumverse, and they have humans. They have, like, odd-looking people, but why are humans in here, too? This is supposed to be the Quantumverse where everything is shrunken down. These little, you would think it's all alien life. But no, they got black people, they got white people, they got Indians, they got, you name the race, they're down there too. The diversity in the Quantumverse matches our own. And then they go to a bar, and you swear to God, you're like watching Star Wars in the fucking cantina.
And so, of course, this happens in a galaxy far, far away.
What?
Kang and his Blue Man group want to take over the world.
It's so similar to the world we live in too. Is like, again, they have to have like this major villain keeping everyone down. And now it's just like Star Wars. You got to have the rebels, but they didn't call them rebels. They call them freedom fighters. So you got these freedom fighters fighting against this oppressive regime that's keeping them in place. And even had Bill Murray, throwaway character. He was supposed to be some badass. Again, this guy knows Janet Van Dyne. Oh, Janet, the usual, sweetie. Oh, let's hang out. They go to the bar. That's the thing too. Is like, this is supposed to be almost like a completely different universe, and it's so much like what we have here. They have a bar. They have houses. They have vehicles, just like Earth, and evidently everybody knows Janet Van Dyne. Oh, hey, Janet. If we walked on, oh, Janet, how's it going? No, long time no see. Oh, it's good to see you, Janet. I was like, how the fuck does everyone know Janet is here? I was like, do they have CNN? Do they have CNN down here too? Do they have like a global news network?
Anderson Cooper, man.
Anderson Cooper, yes. Like I said, Anderson Cooper's cheap, man. And listen, even the Quantumverse is like, hey, we gotta call Anderson Cooper for our coverage too. He's as cheap as it gets.
And at this bar, like, you give somebody a shot and they understand what you're saying all of a sudden. So.
Oh yeah. It's so, again, it's very contrived. You drink this drink, and then you immediately understand their prevailing language they have down there, and everyone understood the language, and all of a sudden, oh, okay. Sort of
Wouldn't every
nonsense.
Race
have their
and
own
like
language?
Species have their own language? Like, it's kind of weird, right?
There was a lot of different races. There were humans and multiple different races. They all spoke the same language once you drink this ooze, I think they called it.
Yeah, I mean the shots they take at the bar. Like I can't even drink tap water here on Earth, man. They're over there taking shots and stuff,
Yeah.
ordering food. I'm just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
whack.
It steals so many ideas from so many different movies. I think the most predominant movie that they stole from is Star Wars, with the cantina and the aliens, and they have this guy who looks like a freaking broccoli. I mean, come on, it's just so ludicrous. And the broccoli guy tries to hit on
Hope.
yeah, and there's a broccoli guy, and he starts hitting on Hope, trying to get her number, and it's just so. I don't know why they have to. Every society has to be just like Earth, where they have bars, TV shows, and drinks, and the tables is nothing like inventive or new. I want to see some new, like, oh, okay, that's how they live. It's kind of like different from we live here, and but in the quantum verse, oh yeah, no, they have tables, bars, TV sets, just like on Earth. Also, they have like laser beams, just like freaking Star Wars. So it's just. I think it was a complete ripoff of Star Wars with their freaking phasers or lasers just shooting at each other. Yeah, I thought it was very, very weak.
Up to this point, you thought Cassie was the worst character.
Oh yeah, I thought she's by far. Mordock shows up. And listen, I knew Mordock from the comics, so I kind of knew what to expect. And real quick too was like, I had my doubts about Marvel many times. And I'll never forget when I went to go see for the first time Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, how the fuck are they really going to do Rocket Raccoon justice? Is a freaking talking raccoon. That's going to be whacked, I thought. This is going to be so lame. So they pulled it off. Amazing. I thought to be honest, I thought he was probably the best character in the entire freaking movie. A talking raccoon. They did it. They pulled it off. Amazing. Same thing happened with this one. I was like, how can you pull off basically this talking fucking Humpty Dumpty? It looks ludicrous on paper, and in the comics, even the comics, I'm a huge comic book guy. I don't know, man. I don't know if this could translate to movies. And you know what? That shit don't translate for shit. It doesn't translate at all. It was terrible. He looks so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And his arms are coming out of his ears. That doesn't make sense. It was just... And they try to play it for jokes. But to be honest, every scene he's in, it just takes me out of the movie, man. He was just...
It gets worse and worse.
Yeah, it does. It's so ridiculous. Such nonsensical the way he looked. And he's such a goofy character. He was. I loved him as a villain in the first Ant-Man. He was great. He was kind of like serious.
You recognized him right away?
Yeah.
I thought he was the guy from the Power Rangers, man. At first,
yeah, I can see that.
The guy talking to the Power Rangers.
I get that. No, but I recognized. I was like, oh, this guy I know this guy from the first Ant-Man. I think he was great freaking villain. And let me tell you, Ant-Man came out today. The first one, I give it like an 8 or a 9. I loved that movie. Even the second one, I give it like a 5 or 6. Solid movie. Had its problems, but still a really good, fun, enjoyable movie. This one, absolute trash. Hated it.
He was part of like the only time I think I smiled in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, the second time, because the second time it said the end and I finally smiled.
Oh yeah.
But the first time I smiled in the movie was with the guy. Like I guess the joke did make me smile where he was like, Darren, are you there, Darren?
Oh, yeah.
Darren, are you there? And then he goes, Mordock? Yes. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like he like took over this Mordock character.
But again, that's just like a smile. It's not like a freaking laugh, really, you know?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. I really felt like halfway through this movie, I had enough, man. I wanted to check out. I was like, dude, I don't want to watch this anymore. I really hated this movie that much. Hated this movie. It's everything I don't like about Marvel. Everything. All the cliches. Yeah. You got a couple strong women. And Lang has to be put in his place by his freaking, 18-year-old daughter. The guy saved the world how many times? And you're going to make him look like an idiot? Yeah, I didn't care for the daughter whatsoever. Her whole thing was, listen, I saved that homeless guy last weekend. What have you done? Mm-hmm. You know? It's just, I hated her as a character. And it didn't get any better. She got more and more annoying as the movie went on, you know? Toward the end of the movie, too, Scott Lang made a deal with Kang. At some point during the movie, Scott Lang made a deal with Kang, and it was, if I get this
power source,
this gadget or whatever, doohickey, out of this thing, and give it to you, you will let us go. That was the deal.
I will get my daughter.
Yeah, you let us go, and with my daughter in hand, we can leave. And then he goes, okay, yeah, just get the doodad, and I'll let you guys go. Okay, so he goes down. Him and eventually Hope Van Dyne shows up, and they get the doodad to bring it back to him. Here it goes. Here it is. Nope. He screws him over, and then eventually they get separated. He gets into prison. He comes back, and he's like, "You lied to me. You lied." He's like destroying all this shit. Now he's like gigantic. And wait, that's another thing I didn't get. There are so many things about this movie that do not add up. Does not make sense. And one of them was, this is the quantum verse. And the quantum verse, they are like beyond microscopic. They're really, really infinitesimally small objects. So like in the first Ant-Man movies, he couldn't get that large because of certain limitations because of the world we're living in. This is the quantum verse. He should be able to grow as 100 times bigger than anything down there, and it shouldn't affect him whatsoever. And all of a sudden, you hear him stomping because he's not from the quantum verse, and that's not his natural size. He should be able to grow freaking huge because he's the only one that can really grow and miniaturize at will. He should not be limited by the quantum verse realm. But all of a sudden, oh my! Look at the size of him, and his whole thing was, "You lied to me. How dare..." This guy's a fucking villain. What do you expect? Why would you be shocked by that? How dare you lie to me? And he's so angry. This guy lied to him. There's a lot of that fruity shit in this movie where, oh, you lied to me, now you're going to get it. Because, there's a lot of very, 2023 elements to this movie. And there was another scene in the movie, too, where MODOK. So MODOK shows up, and he gets his ass beat, right? And he goes, "I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. Help."
No, who am I? Or something like that.
Yeah, he goes, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to be. Help me." And she goes, "Well, stop being mean for one." And he's okay. He's so oh, that's supposed to be like one of the villains we're afraid of. I don't know what to do.
MODOK, the killing machine.
Yeah.
I didn't see him kill one person.
Yeah, no. This guy could not kill a fucking fly, and he's such a badass. And his acronym is like, I forget what it is, the base and killing device. All his mission in life is destroy and kill. He did not kill a freaking thing in this whole movie. And he has that ridiculous grin this whole movie. But like I said, the last movie, or the movie before this one, he was a great freaking hard-ass villain. You can't, don't mess with this guy. He's going to mess you up. Very, very dark villain. In this one, he's like a little, I don't know who I am. What should I do? What do you think? What do you think I should do, Cassie?
Be you.
She said, be you. Be the best you can be.
Look at me. I'm an astrophysicist.
She said, look at me. I'm an astrophysicist.
Just by reading one book.
Yeah, and I read one book. And I'm the greatest astrophysicist that ever lived. You could be just like me.
You just got to read one book without ever studying anything else. Be like me.
Yeah.
Save the homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. You save one homeless man, it's like saving the galaxy.
What have you done lately?
Yeah.
Or like how I like to say, just because it's not happening to you, doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah, no.
MODOK. Be like me.
One thing I cannot stand about these Marvel movies is plot contrivances. All over the place in this movie. How many times you think, she's in trouble. What is going to happen? Save him. Oh, here comes Janet Van Dyne. Or, what's going to happen to him? Oh, here comes Hope Van Dyne. Every time you think someone's in trouble, dun, 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 somebody comes running to the rescue.
Hank and the ants were the last one.
Yeah. And then what happens, listen, you want to talk about the definition of a plot contrivance? Here it is.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. So, first of all, a plot contrivance is they're all hanging out at the very beginning of the movie, and they're like, oh no, you can't view them in the quantum verse. And then immediately all get sucked down. What a nice thing where like 1,000 of the ants also get sucked down. And what a coincidence, or what an amazing thing to happen is all the ants go down in this somehow portal which advances their intellect. And so by generation, they're learning, and they're like little scientists. They're like all little Cassies who read a book. And they're all like little geniuses now. The ants are like scientists now. It's like ant scientists. And then in like these few hours this movie took place, maybe a couple days, like in the benefit of the doubt, all of a sudden these ants who don't know left foot from their right foot, or up from down, all of a sudden become scientists and have their own world, and they have their own science labs, and they have their own cities. And they said, hey, you guys need some help? Hey, we're going to help you guys out. So all these scientist ants come over and say, hey, even though we've evolved like 10,000 generations, we remember you guys, and you have a... and you remember how good you were to us, so we're going to save you guys' life. What? So, like, literally 8 million ants show up, and they attack Kang. And so Hank goes, get him! he waves his hand at Kang, and the 8 million ants attack. And then, but he created a little shield. And oh no, the ants can't get in there. What's going to happen? All of a sudden, dun, 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 here comes MODOK. And he sneaks up behind him. What? He takes his shield down, and you think he kills. You think
he never kills.
No, he doesn't kill. Can't kill shit. MODOK, it should be man. MODOK should be. I cannot kill a damn thing, including freaking ants. So MODOK thinks he kills Kang, and then I don't know why MODOK ends up dying. So what happened to MODOK? I mean, he got this guy from behind. All of a sudden, next scene you see MODOK is like his last breath, and he goes, "I did it. At least I die as an Avenger." And they all laugh at him. Yeah, right. You're not an Avenger, bitch. So they let him die, and he dies in ignominious.
Like, you're Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah. All right, Humpty. Bye. So they let him die. It's like, whatever. And so then you think, oh, this is a great ending now. This is a very happy ending, because they're going to now walk back. They create this little portal so they can go back to Earth. Oh, or not. I guess still on Earth, but they can go back to their regular verse. Mm-hmm. The last one, of course, is Scott Lang. And then, who would have guessed it? Kang is not dead.
What happened to the ants, right?
Yeah. Listen, the ants are now back to their lab doing their science-y shit. So all of a sudden, Kang shows up. Yeah, where the fuck the ants? There's the security ants. I think left the contingent of security scientist ants.
Their shift was over. They're like, oh, you're on your own.
You're on your own. There was only 8 million ants. I guess they had all better things to do.
They realized.
I guess
they realized, hey, we're astrophysicists.
Yeah.
Guys. Why are we taking orders from Hank?
Yeah. I guess all 8 million ants realized, hey, we got better stuff we got to do. You can't watch you guys go back to your plane of existence. So then what happens is
Kang gave us sugar.
Yeah. Kang bribed us some sugar. So what happens is Kang shows up, and now it's a duel to the death with Kang and Scott Lang. And, what a dramatic scene. I was on the edge of my seat. I thought, oh my God, is Lang going to die? Is Kang going to win the day? And then...
Is MODOK going to kill someone?
Yeah. Is MODOK going to come back from the death too? Even though he died in Avenger? I was waiting for MODOK. You're not dead. Get up. There's more homeless to save.
Be like Cassie.
Yeah. So we kept waiting for MODOK. I was like, MODOK, no. Come back.
Help. You're the killing machine. That never kills.
Yeah. You don't have to kill. Just get this guy's way. So what happens is Lang and Kang are now going at it, and you think a couple of scenes. Oh my God, is he gonna kill Lang? Oh wow, it'd be so dark for a Marvel movie, you know. And then all of a
Well,
sudden...
he did tell him that he's killed Avengers before.
Yeah, supposedly.
So that was supposed to like put us on the edge.
Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat on that one. And so who do you think shows up? I thought it was Cassie. That's my daddy. You can't...
Homeless person.
And we both have more homeless to save. No, I thought for sure it was Cassie showing up. Get your hands off my daddy.
I love how they find time to keep quoting his book, man.
Yeah.
This is a fight for you're never too little to win the fight.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Here comes Hope to save the day and blast Kang the Conqueror. Through teamwork, Scott Lang and Hope defeat the evil Kang the Conqueror. Amazing.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, who would have saw that coming? I really wanted to check out. I was like, this is it, man.
So thank you all. Thank you to our 5 subscribers.
Yeah. You guys know us a lot. Like I said to Grouch before, I was like, I'd rather watch Black Adam 5 times in a row before I ever watch this movie ever again. It was filled with cliches, nonsense, absolute garbage, plot contrivances. It's so like predictable, unbelievable. The only prediction that didn't come through, I really thought Cassie was going to show up to save Scott Lang, but no, Hope shows up instead. So good on them. They got me on that one. But other than that, this movie was straight up trash.
Got him.
Yeah. And listen, for our 5 subscribers, do not watch this movie. I want to save you guys a lot of freaking... save you guys from time and money watching this absolute garbage movie.
What do you rate it, by the way? I wonder.
Yeah, listen. Every movie right up till now, I'm add 1 to it. So when I said a 2, it's now a 3. When I said it's a 1, it's now a 2. Because this, I want to have number 1 by itself. This movie is officially a 1. No one, I will be shocked if any movie can top this. So basically, I'm telling you right now, every movie going forward is going to be a 2. If it's a bad movie, it's a 2. And I will be shocked if I ever come across a movie as bad as this to give it that 1 rating. That's all I want to say about this movie.
That's it?
That's it. I don't know this movie ever again.
I rate it unwatchable, by the way.
Everyone's saying the Kang the Conqueror, a phenomenal acting job. Listen, you can look phenomenal if you're just like all serious. Everyone was like clowning around. This is the only guy that was like serious. That doesn't make the acting good. Okay, that guy's serious. That guy's not messing around. Okay. Doesn't make the acting good. He's just not as goofy as the rest of the guys in the show. That's all these characters goofy. All of them, you can't take them seriously. Constantly the jokey, the laughing, and the... No. It takes me out of it. Like I said, even the MODOK, he's laughing, making jokes. Kang was the only guy that was straight-laced serious. So that makes it a good acting job? It makes it, oh yeah, he was phenomenal in this? No. He just wasn't as bad as everyone else. So needless to say, here comes the rating. The lowest you can possibly give is a 1. I'm giving this a 1. And every other movie we watch up until now, add 1 to that score. I want this movie to be number 1 by itself.
Oh, man. So I guess there's nothing else to say but the Grumble and Grouchy Show.